But it is Friday Funday, brought to you by Mailboxes. And the question of the morning, this is a goodie, folks. It is a goodie. Here we go. You know you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity? Now, Perri, I don't know if you saw it, but one of your colleagues said the other day she had never been fishing.
Yeah. But does that you're Bermudian if you've never been fishing?
No. That's no. You know you're Bermudian if you
have.
I'm
like, what?
You have. But I'm just saying. I was shocked to learn that. Somebody. I ain't calling no names. You know what I'm talking about.
Very shady. You're being very shady.
I'm like that. Ain't never been fishing, but nah.
Yeah, I mean that is hard to believe in Bermuda. I mean, even as a child, at least most people have gone at least once. But everyone's different experiences.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk about you. I'm gonna judge you. I want to go first because last week was difficult, right? Friday Funday, but this one I'm gonna say it. Something you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity? I'll go first. You're Bermudian if you've never eaten chitlins. They say chitlins in the South. You've eaten chitlins?
No. So you're Bermudian if you've never eaten that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bermudians ain't messing with no chitlins, right?
No.
No, we don't do Bermudian. My nana did chicken liver or something like that, but she didn't do no chitlins.
Nobody in my family has made chicken liver.
Oh, my nana did.
And if they have, I don't know about it.
Yeah, she did it. I mean, I didn't eat it, folks. Don't mind you. I didn't eat it, but nana ate she had chicken liver. But yeah, what is something? What is like something Bermudians just don't do?
I know. You know you're Bermudian if you've never swam in dirty water or water that's not blue. We are very bougie when it comes to where we swim, and rightfully so. So I think that's look, Tanya just said this. Look at this.
Yup. That one Tanya Cheeseman swimming U.S. So Perri, I had an incident. And that's a good one actually, because I look at the beaches when I was in South Florida and I'm like, everybody talk about how beautiful it is. That's the greatest lie I ever told. Not when you're from where we're from. And, they say you're bougie. So the first time I went to Jamaica, I went in the water. And Jamaica's beautiful. But when I couldn't see my feet, I got right back up.
You know what time it is.
I got back up.
Yep.
That's a good one. I think, but also, I had an ex-girlfriend up in Massachusetts. And one time she sent me a picture that she was, going swimming with her family. So she sent me pictures and it was like a dark lake. I'm like, I'm not going in some piranha infested waters, right? I said I weren't doing that. But that's the first thing I thought of. But yeah, you're Bermudian if you've never swum in dirty water. I think Paris got the number one answer so far, folks.
Anywhere too, not just stateside, but anywhere. Even other islands. Like if it's as you mentioned, Jamaica. If the water is murky, no.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that's most if not all Bermudians.
Okay. Well, I think that's the majority of Bermudians. I agree. Someone in the audience can prove us wrong. Karen Simmons says surfing. I've never been, but I think quite a few Bermudians go surfing.
People surf here.
Especially
our version of surfing. Yeah, around hurricanes and stuff, you look out and you'll see people like parasailing.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask the audience as well. Audience, have you ever eaten chitlins? Have you ever eaten chitlins or chitlins?
In Bermuda?
Yeah, I want to know.
In general.
Just any Bermudian in the audience, have you ever tasted them? I'll tell you my first experience, Perri. Have you ever seen them?
I think so. Maybe not.
They
look like? Tell me what they look like and I can say yes or no.
Looks like cloth in soup. Like it's not appealing. But my first experience was when I first moved to the US 2001. I went to family member's house in Georgia for Thanksgiving. And they were like, "Oh, you want some of this?" I'm like, "Well, what's that?" "Oh, there's chitlins." I'm like, "What's chitlins?" I know what chitlins was. And they told me. It's pork. It's the scraps.
I knew
right?
that it was pork, but
Yeah, it's the scrap. It's like I can't even think of it. But yeah. So we've got Karen Simmons says never eaten chitlins. Tanya Cheeseman says heck no. Rashida Godwin says that is enslavement food. Renee Simmons says no way, never. Charlene Johnson says no way. Suzanne Ingham says no chit who. David Michael Wilson says it's an acquired taste. So does that mean you had it? He says, nah, family, Mark, Arthur Phillips. David Michael Wilson says, haven't acquired it. And Sherry says, yes, like tasted it, never a whole plate. Mm-hmm. What did you enjoy it, Sherry? Did you enjoy it? So I guess we can say, you're Bermudian if you've never eaten chitlins too.
Yeah.
Yeah? What else, audience? What else? You're Bermudian if you've never done what? I got another one for you, Perri.
Mm-hmm.
You're Bermudian if you've never visited Antarctica.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably one or two, but I think the masses, yeah.
Bermudians ain't going to Antarctica. They're going Asia these days. They're going Africa these days.
You never know.
I know one Bermudian who's going on there. Anna Laura Hawking. She works for a strategy agency. I know she went there to run a race.
Right?
Yes, runs. Yes. Mm-hmm. She runs. She went down there a couple years ago. So she breaks that stereotype. But what else, audience? Yeah. You're Bermudian. Have you eaten gator before?
What is up with this cuisine? I think we need to table this.
You don't like the cuisine? You don't like alligator? You've never had alligator?
I have never, and I don't think I ever will. I mean, I say you should never say never, but I don't see myself eating nobody's gator.
Perri,
I was on a work. Gator.
No, listen, I was on a work conference in Texas back in 2016, and I'm not an adventurous eater. Like everyone who knows, look, I don't even put cheese on my pizza. You guys know me. I don't eat a lot, right? So it's a salad. We came up with a name for it. Charles H. Jefferson and I. It's called Salisa, salad pizza combination. My garden fresh one bread with sauce. Yeah. So anyway, I was at this conference and they had what looked like chicken nuggets. They look like nuggets, right? So I was like, oh, they're like gator. So I said, oh, I ain't eating that. Try it. So your boy's like, I need this contract.
No.
I ain't trying that. Anyway, I took a small bite. Perri, I'm going to be honest with you. If you ever eat chicken in the United States and it's not on a bone, question what it is. If you ever boneless chicken from somewhere, question what it. She said it. It tastes like chicken.
I saw the message. It don't matter. I don't want anybody's gator. I think that's the unclean food God was talking about, like
you're right. But honestly,
I mean, I feel like, we could eat anything. Let me get my Bible. We could eat anything, but I am not eating gator. I'm sorry. I just feel like a gator.
Yeah. No, and then that boy frying snake as well. But audience, other than cuisine, what else? You're Bermudian if you have never done what activity? What else out there? What else can you do?
I think you're Bermudian if how do I word this? Basically, all Bermudians have flown a kite at some point. So you're Bermudian if you've flown a kite on Good Friday. Am I saying it right?
You're Bermudian if you've never done what?
If you've never not flown a kite.
Flown a kite. That's a good one. I hope everybody
most people at some point have flown a kite in Bermuda.
I hope. Oh, you know what? Audience, yes or no? Have you flown a kite before? Have you flown a kite before? We ain't gonna judge. Well, yeah, we are. Have you flown a kite before? We're gonna judge you.
This is a good one.
Have you flown a kite before? Yes or no? Okay, we've got of course. Okay. Tanya Cheeseman says of course. Sean Smith says yes. WKD Lama says yes. Of course, Karen Simmons. Renee Simmons, of course. Yes, Sherry. Okay, of course, says Love Me by Adele. All right. Yes, says Shikarina. Made a kite, flown a kite.
Even in college, yep.
Okay, all right, there we go.
So we did that one year in Dundas Square.
Mm-hmm.
My friends and I, we took our kites one Good Friday and we flew them in the square. So with our fish cakes and our hot cross buns, right downtown Toronto. So yeah, in college, same thing.
All right, I like that one. That's another one. Audience, don't forget, it is Friday Funday, brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Don't forget, you can get 2 years of free membership. The holidays are coming up. You love to ship, so go on mailboxes.bm/the daily hour to get your 2 years of free membership. All right, here's another one. You know you're Bermudian if you've never done what? Rashida Godwin says, if you don't have a cup match team.
People be flip-flopping depending on who wins sometimes. So I feel like they don't have a team.
I mean, unless you're Teo, who flip-flops all the time. I mean,
that's what I just said.
Yeah, he's the only person I could think of who still does that, though.
There are lots of people who do. Here's a good one.
While living in Bermuda, going away for more than a weekend and not going shopping. Yeah, every Bermudian goes shopping when they're away, right, Perri?
I mean, not if it's a work trip.
You find time to get something for somebody yourself.
I mean, sometimes you don't have time, but I agree with that.
Perri, you, the fashionista.
I have traveled and not shopped. Yeah, I think no, that's a lie. I think every trip I've gone on, I've bought at least one thing, but I've gone on trips where I've only been to one shop just because the trip was like a day, 2 days or something like that. Yeah.
You tried. All right, let's go with this one. Again, you know you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity? Sean Smith said run with the bulls in Spain. I don't know a Bermudian who's done that.
I've seen them in Barcelona, but run with them, I don't want to sound racist, but I feel like that's anti-Black.
Well, to be honest, I haven't seen a Black person do it yet.
Never.
No, it's not usually.
There's a lot of things I could say about that, but I won't.
you know you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity. Sherilyn Johnson says skydiving. I know quite a few Bermudians who've done it, but
me too, lots actually.
I wouldn't do it personally. I mean, my days of roller coasters, I retired from them, so I'm not jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like I've thought about it, like out of a plane. I think I've thought about it. Now them bungee ones from off like a cliff where they just, I think that's crazy where a little string holds you, but jumping out of a plane, I don't know. It sounds crazy. It sounds really crazy. And I kind of oscillate between would I not? I don't know. I watch the videos and I'm like, this seems so cool. But then other times I'm like, this is absolutely insane. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
But I'm on the fence.
I'm with you. I'm maybe when I hit midlife crisis time, I'd probably, one
of my cousins did earlier this year. She sent me her video and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I had a friend who did it in Hawaii once upon a time. And they all get the videos, and I'm like, this is kind of cool, but like it's kind of sick. So I know a handful of Bermudians who have actually done that.
Nicole Walker says she's thinking about skydiving next month.
I think people think about it. I do think people think about it, but it's a crazy thing to think about. We have to be honest about that too.
Yeah.
It is.
Put it this way here.
It's a crazy thing to think about.
It's something I've not done yet. Whether or not I will do it. At this point, I will say never, but that may change next year this time. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's one of those.
100% I understand. I do.
Yeah. All right. Audience, it's Friday Funday brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you go to mailboxes.bm/daily hour. Sign up for 2 years of free membership. But the question of the morning on this Friday Funday is, you know you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity? What activity have you not done? What activity have you not done that you think most Bermudians haven't done as well? I'm trying to think. What else is there? I mean, you've not done. What activity do Bermudians normally not do? Oh, I got one. Well, I've done it. Have you been on a helicopter ride?
Have I? I want to say yes. But I don't know where. I don't remember. I don't want to say no because I feel like that would be a lie, but I don't remember where if I have.
Yeah, I don't think most Bermudians I know have been on a helicopter. I remember when I went on a helicopter.
You can book them. You can just book them. So,
but I think when I
like over like a city tour, have I done it? I think I've done it like that. I don't remember. I honestly don't. Let me just
I've done it in Las Vegas twice. Going over to Hoover Dam and come back on the strip. But in saying that, most people when I, I've shared stuff that I've gone on a helicopter, they're like, oh, I would never. And I'm like, really? I never thought it as dangerous, but you go on an airplane.
Some people are claustrophobic, the small space, and then like those same people don't like the prop planes, like the smaller planes. They don't like all of that like choppiness.
Sure enough.
Yeah, I can't remember if I have, and that's something that I would remember. So let me just say no. But a part of me feels like I have. Maybe I did in a dream, because I'm like I feel like I have. I don't know.
In her dreams, David Michael Wilson says, I've been on a helicopter tour in Nevada. Yep, I've been on there. Yes, says Nicole Walker, at Niagara Falls. Okay, cool. So, people have experienced it. What else, audience? Where have you? You're Bermudian if you have not traveled where? Name a destination Bermudians just probably have not been.
I think Bermudians are everywhere. We're like ants.
We're getting there. I say, like our friends
really Jamaica. You can travel to the end of the earth, and like by the end of your trip, you've bumped into a Bermudian. I swear by that. Everywhere I've gone, I've seen at least one or two Bermudians every trip. Spain, literally.
I bumped into in Barcelona, man. That was the shocking.
I bumped into a friend, and guess what? We were dressed alike, literally.
Oh, this is a good one.
Literally.
Iran. You're Bermudian if you've never visited Iran.
I bet you we could find one or two.
See, I was going to
say... generally speaking, I don't think so.
I was going to say Mauritius, but he wasn't Bermudian, but he had worked in Bermuda in the hotel industry. He was the butler for the hotel I was in. And I'm like, yeah, he's Bermudian. He lived there for a bit. We're tied in, What else?
I think it has to be collective, though.
Collective? Okay.